Imagine a knife and a phone, right? So a knife has its purpose to cut things, to cut meat, to cut orange, right? And the phone has its purpose to um, make phone calls, interact, take pictures, and all that, right? So imagine if the purpose of the knife was never fulfilled, how would we cut things, right? Or imagine if the purpose of the phone was never fulfilled, how would we have been interacting? Sometime this year, I watched a movie, and I believe most of us would have watched that movie. And the title of the movie is a series actually, is To Kill a Monkey. It's a Nollywood series. And in that series, uh, the main actor, he was poor, tried all he could, and somehow he got into kind of deals and he made a lot of money. But because of the nature of the deals, he lost uh, his freedom, he lost his money, and he lost his life eventually. But a tragic life. So it's amazing that that thing that happened to him has just one undertone, right? And that's his purpose, right? He derailed from his purpose. He thought his purpose was to make money, his purpose was to stop suffering, right? And see how it turned out. And that is how it is for a lot of people. A lot of people have their purpose misconstrued. They think the purpose is making money, being the billionaire or the millionaire, but that's not what it is. And this brings us to our topic for today, which is purpose, right? And just like we always like to do, we like to itemize things so we have a direction in our Mindshift videos. So we're going to talk on purpose based on 5 points. The first point is what is purpose, right? And the second point is a picture of purpose. We're going to paint a picture of purpose to us. And then the third one is a purpose is tied to our environment and our experience. The fourth one is purpose shapes life. And the fifth one is success and purpose. So, on the first point, what is purpose? Uh, I always want us to be on the same page, and I'm not going to be quoting anybody for a definition of purpose today. So, I'm just going to give a functional definition of what purpose is. And purpose is what we were born to be. Purpose is what we're made to achieve on this earth. Everyone on this earth, whatever wherever you believe you're from, if you believe that God created you, or you were made from a chemical reaction, or you came from nature, whatever you believe, you were created for a purpose. There was something you were made to achieve. And if you don't get to achieve that purpose, that thing won't move forward, right? So this takes us to the second point, a picture of purpose. It will help the definition. So imagine a knife and a phone, right? So a knife has its purpose to cut things, to cut meat, to cut orange, right? And the phone has its purpose to um, make phone calls, interact, take pictures, and all that, right? So imagine if the purpose of the knife was never fulfilled, how would we cut things, right? Or imagine if the purpose of the phone was never fulfilled, how would we have been interacting? I know there are people that lived in a time where there was no phone. It was just letters, and life was so slow. But thank God, the people that had their purpose tied to phone making, and phone making has been evolutionary. So thank God for that. You see how life is getting better because a set of people are fulfilling their purpose, right? So that same way, that is how, if we don't get to fulfill our purpose, life gets slow. So it's very important that we fulfill our purpose. And the interesting thing about a purpose is that it is inside us. It is not from outside us, right? We don't need anything from outside. We don't need anyone to tell us, or we don't need any input from outside. We need to find it from inside. It is within us, just like the fish. The swim is in the fish. The fish didn't have to learn how to swim, right? And the flight is in the bird. The bird didn't have to learn how to fly. So that is how our purpose is within us. We don't have to learn how to know our purpose or how to fulfill our purpose. It's within us. And if we can go in and withdraw in, we would see that we can get to bring out our purpose that is in it, that is innate in us. All right. And that takes us to our third point, which is purpose is tied to our environment and experience. Right. So people come from different parts of the world, different households, and I hear people say, "No, why couldn't I have been Otedola's child, or one rich billionaire's child, or family wealth, right?" But uh, wherever we're born from, whatever family, whatever country we're born in, uh, it has its purpose, right? And that is what shapes, that is it's packaged in our purpose. So our environment and our experiences. So there are people that have had very tragic experiences, I must say. There are people that maybe they grow up without parents or something, right? Or something worse. But um research has shown, and science has shown, and facts has also shown that those experiences, no matter how good or bad, is tied to our purpose. So instead of complaining about the realities around us, I think it's important that we get to look at the realities around us and reflect inward. How does this influence my purpose? How is this tied to my purpose? Right? So um, we're all different. Our thumbprints are different. We have different faces, so our purposes are different, and we we are to tow different directions in life, right? That's the flow, and that is how our environments and our experiences determine our purpose, right? And then the fourth point is purpose shapes life. So imagine taking us back to uh, the phone. So see how phone has the invention of phones or the evolution of phones. See how it has changed our lives, right? Imagine if these new age phones didn't come and we just had those old landlines. Yeah, we're making calls. Yeah, we're interacting, but life will still be slow, right? So um, it is what shapes life. I believe 10, 20 years from now, someone else with purpose would uh, bring some more evolutions to phone, right? So you see how life is being shaped. So that tells us that fulfilling your purpose is what shapes life, and it is independent of where you are or what your circumstances are. So, say a fish in Nigerian water would not be a bird in America's water, right? So purpose is universal. Purpose is universal. So um, it is not tied to where you are, where you were born, but purpose is consistent. And if you have a purpose to fulfill, you have to fulfill the purpose. But we need to look inwards and fulfill that purpose, right? So we can shape life. So when the world was created, I believe it was created by God or by nature. When the world was created, it was created, and that's all. So every other thing that comes up on earth is as a result of purpose being fulfilled. So this chair I'm sitting on right now, it is someone's purpose that was fulfilled that brought this chair to life, right? So whatever thing would happen next, it is someone fulfilling their purpose that will make it happen, right? So it's important that we don't get to sleep on our purpose. Let's help shape life also by fulfilling our purpose. And when we exit this earth, we'll be remembered that, oh, yes, Mr. A did this, Mr. A did that, right? So that's about purpose. And purpose is not about money, it's about fulfillment. So that takes us to our final point, which is success and purpose. So I was having an interesting conversation with my guy, and it was a random conversation. So he said something about um, we can tell uh, how a person's life will be. So in maybe 3, 4, 5 years, we can tell how a person's life will be. It was my friend from way back, right? So the activities from 5 years ago, the way some people acted, their actions, right? The attitudes they exhibited then, if you look at them now, 5 years after, you can tie it to their attitudes then. They are a result of those attitudes. So um, it shows that there's a flow, and if you what you spend your time on determines what your future will be like. It's all about the decision. So if you spend your time wasting your time, right, you can tell that in years to come it will be a wasted life, right? And if you spend your time trying to do something productive, trying to move forward, no matter how rocky it might seem, it might not be results, but once you keep trying, something will happen, right? So success and purpose. When we discover our purpose, right, it's easy to say, okay, this is the line I'm towing, and you follow that line, right? So there's a power in purpose, and the power in purpose is the fact that we discover it and we stay there, and we're willing to die there, right? So see the great men, Nelson Mandela, the great men around the world, they were willing to die on their purpose. So it's not about uh, is it working, is it not working? Well, for those people, those Nelson Mandela, to them, it was, well, I'm on this. If I die on this, fine. Whatever I lose on this, fine. Whatever I have to sacrifice on this is fine. That is the power in purpose, right? And if we can discover purpose early in life, it would help us from a lot of struggle, right? When we know our purpose, we know the kind of friends we should be around, we know the kind of relationships we should keep, we know the kind of spouse we need, right? Because we need everything around us should be geared towards our purpose. So success in life is tied to fulfilling our purpose. So one a popular person said something about when people ask, when young people ask, oh, what can I do now? What skill can I do now that or what skill can I do now that will fetch me money? And it was like, that's a wrong question. Instead, the question that they should ask is, what can I do now to fulfill my purpose, to get that fulfillment of my purpose, right? That is the right question to ask, because it's not about money. It might seem convenient, it might sound convenient, but it's not about money. And purpose is personal, purpose is in it. If someone communicates their purpose to us, the least we can do is encourage the person, because uh, sometimes when someone is communicating their vision, it might seem unrealistic. So it's easy for us to say, oh boy, forget that thing. Look well. Right. So, but the thing is, someone's purpose might seem unrealistic to us because it's not our purpose. And like I said, purpose is in it. So whatever we need to achieve our purpose is inside us, is personal, right? So you might not have the ability to fulfill my purpose. So my purpose might not make sense to you, but the person that has a purpose, the purpose makes sense to him or her, and they have what they need to achieve their purpose. They just need to look inwards and find it and find the clear path forward. Right. So the flow for in mind shift has been, we want to show everyone that everything is connected in life, and it's not just a personal perspective. It is from research. People, we have, they're experts in different aspects of life. So we are bringing the work everybody's doing, or most people are doing in the different aspects of life, and we're bringing it under one umbrella, because a truly productive life is not discrete, is not separate from other things. So if you've been following us so far, and even if you've not been following us, I suggest that you go back to watch our other episodes of on Mindshift, and the aspects we cover or we've been trying to connect together has been spirituality, leadership, money making, relationships, and purpose. So if you look well, everything in life is covered under these 5 points, right? And if you can be productive in these individual points, you'll see that you have a well-rounded life, right? A very well-rounded life. And I want everyone to share these videos with other people, because by sharing the video, you've helped other people. So the world is a better place if more people know the right thing to do than if less people know the right things to do, right? So please share the video, and it's the last month of the year, and it's been a beautiful journey, and this year we focused on giving an overview explanation of everything that we'll be covering in Mindshift. So from next year, we'll focus on the individual headings or the individual aspects and delve more in it. We'll have more interactions. We would discuss with people and see their mindset and have some back and forth on how it goes. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I still remain Antonio Cohn. Until our next episode of Mind Shift, I want to say thank you for viewing and stay well. Cheers.